was showing up today. Everybody's Spotify Wrapped. You know, that dreadful S word that is Spotify, the arch enemy of every radio station in the country. Because, you know, every single radio DJ encounters those that for some reason feel the need to say, I don't listen to the radio. I only listen to Spotify. There's no commercials. It's like, imagine going up to somebody who works at let's say Carl's Jr. You go, I don't eat Carl's Jr. I prefer In-N-Out or any other burger spot. Isn't that a dumb thing to say? I think so. I think it is. But I posted my Spotify Wrapped on my Instagram there. And I think my parents are going to be a little bit concerned as to why the top song is titled Cut, Bleed, Repeat from the band Project Vengeance. That super group featuring Will Ramos of Lorna Shore, Taylor Barber of Left to Suffer, I believe Darius Tarani of Spites in there. You got, who else is in that band? I don't know, but that was my top song. Apparently I listened to it 73 times this year. And on my Instagram story, when I posted my Spotify Wrapped, I made sure to put out a warning before I even showed anything. I'm like, hey, if you're not a fan of heavier music, do not go through this right now, because I did include snippets of each of the songs that were a part of my top songs list. And Cut, Bleed, Repeat was number 1. Lost in the Dark from Left to Suffer, Paleface Swiss was number 2. And then Nothing More If It Doesn't Hurt, a lighter song. Ghost Inside Aftermath. Still a heavier song for those that don't necessarily listen to this genre. And then the band that I've been talking about recently that I've been getting into is this band called Siamese. Their track Vertigo is my 5th most played song of the year. My top artist, Dayseeker, out of all bands. And my minutes are not necessarily all that high on Spotify. I only ever stream music when I'm at the gym, I'm cleaning my place up, I'm running, doing my outdoor running when the weather's not nearly as bad as it is now. That's about it. Sometimes I'll listen to it when I'm discovering new songs, but for the most part, I'm sitting in here listening to K-Bear all day. And if I'm listening to anything in my car, it's either the stations to hear how they sound or old Howard Stern YouTube clips or old Howard Stern bits that are on YouTube that I'm sure he's quite angry are on YouTube because he wants everything on Sirius XM. You know how Howard Stern is. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't really listen to much Spotify compared to anybody else. I do see people with 100,000 minutes, 40,000, 60,000. I'm like, what's going on here? How do you listen to music for that? I can't do it. I mean, if there was a timer on how many songs I have heard thanks to just sitting in here while doing work, I'm sure it'd be a whole lot more. Anyway, happy dreadful S word that is Spotify Wrapped release day. If you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. That is the number to reach me. And we'll continue Peach's Pit Party here in just a few. The Smashing Pumpkins on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. Speaking of the Smashing Pumpkins, I saw this article last week, meant to talk about it on the show. Billy Corgan revealed to Howie Mandel in his podcast, saying that Bill Burr, out of all people, could be his half-brother. I believe Billy said Bill resembles Billy Corgan's dad in a weird way, which I found sort of funny yet silly at the same time. Like, two bald dudes everyone assumes they're related, and people were saying they look alike, and I don't really see it. They have different eyes, different faces. They just so happen to be bald dudes. It's like saying me and Victor could be related because we're both bald guys with facial hair. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if it is true, that's a great big plot twist. It's almost as crazy as finding out Gerard of My Chemical Romance is actually the cousin to Joe Rogan, which is a true fact. Look it up. Victor, I know you're about to leave here. It's getting close to 3. You're tired. You're done. But I wanted to at least bring this to your attention. Saw this on TikTok from some random woman. I actually, have a TikTok account now where I just post our clips from the noon hour.
Yeah.
And this one popped up on my For You page. So apparently, if you look up your name plus poop in sounds, there's this guy that has a poop song for every name there is.
Really?
And I figured my name would not be on there, but your name might be.
Yeah.
And it's also on YouTube. This guy has a whole playlist called The Name Poop Songs.
All right. Are they appropriate for air?
That's the thing. I don't know. I figured we would just try our best.
All right, let's give it a shot.
The Victor Poop Song.
All right.
Let's go for that one.
Can't wait to hear
Oh,
this.
there is one. And no joke, his channel's called The Odd Man Who Sings About Poop, Puke, and Number One.
I like that. I like this guy.
All right, here we go. There's an advertisement. Okay, we got to turn the PC off.
That's right. No free plugs.
Even though it's for a Salt Lake City's Christmas show.
Boo! No free plugs.
Victor Poop.
Is that it?
Victor Poop. Victor.
I guess we couldn't have expected him to be good quality songs.
Victor. Poop.
Is that it?
I think that's all that we were going to get. What do we got for Brendan Poop?
Oh, there is that Brendan Poop song, and it's Brendan Brenden. All right.
Oh, even spelled right.
Brendan Poop. Brendan Poop. Brendan.
How many plays does this have?
2,276 views.
Brendan Poop.
And you know what? Since we're looking it up, we might as well put. That's not the right one. This is the right one right here.
Jada.
Oh, this is Jada. My bad. I was trying to find the.
That's what I'm going to start calling him from now on.
Jade.
Oh, this is just a guy who sings your name over and over and over again.
Oh, with no poop.
With no poop. This is Jade.
No, we need Jade Poop.
Jade.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like it.
Let's see. Yeah, there's no Jade Poop Song
Oh,
yet.
boo.
There's Jade in Poop Song. There's Jade up Poop Song.
No, we need just regular old Jade. What about Lou?
The Lou Poop Song.
What about Lou?
Oh, okay, let's find this. Lou Brutus, this one's for you. Oh, here we go. There is one.
Because Lou rhymes with boo.
Lou, poop, Lou, poop, Lou, poop.
The great technological invention, the internet.
This
It's an innovation.
is 6,000 views. This dude has 80,000 subscribers. The Odd Man Who Sings About Poop, Puke, and Other Things.
All right, give him a follow. Give him a thumbs up. Like
Yeah,
his video.
sure.
Subscribe.
There we go. We played his songs on the air. Not for locals only, for weirdos only.
That's right.
K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. You can now find the noon hour of madness and mayhem powered by Jalisco's available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. That's right. Well, maybe not Apple as of yet. We're still in the process of getting it on there, but it is available on all other platforms. The noon hour of madness and mayhem powered by Jalisco's got 4 episodes up now, working on the 5th one. So if you miss any part of anything that we say, whether it's on the noon hour, the Victor Wilt Show, my show, you can always find it on demand wherever you get your podcasts or at riverbendmediagroup.com. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. The money needed for the NIL deals with players aren't the only expenses that big-time college football programs are facing this year. There have been 15 head coaches fired so far this season. With each firing, the schools must buy the coaches out of their contracts. So far, schools are on the hook for $36 million. The biggest payout this season comes from West Virginia, who will pay Neil Brown $9.77 million for the privilege of having him not show up to work anymore. In baseball news, after all the changes in baseball over the past couple of years, the owners still aren't satisfied with the game. Commissioner Rob Manfred said that the most discussed potential rule change is adding a golden at-bat to each game. It basically means that each team would get one at-bat in every game to send its best hitter to the plate, even if it isn't that guy's turn to hit. While it won't be introduced anytime soon, supporters of the golden at-bat suggest that it would only be used in the 7th inning or later, or by a team that's trailing or tied in the 9th inning. In more baseball news, over the weekend, the Los Angeles Dodgers signed big money contracts with pitcher Blake Snell and utility player Tommy Edman. That's not huge news. The Dodgers are a big money team, so acquiring expensive players is just something they do. But getting these two players made history because the team now owes deferred payments of over $1 billion to 7 players from 2028 to 2046. $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Pretty soon you're talking real money. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. We talked about this on the show back when it was first introduced. Now it's back in the news again. Miller High Life has developed this limited edition cologne that supposedly captures the essence of dive bars. I don't know why you would want to smell like a dive bar. It is basically like a great way. It doesn't even smell like a dive bar in a way. I'll show you here. I'll tell you here. Features notes of cedarwood, patchouli, tobacco, leather, and even a hint of sea salt. That's not at all what a dive bar smells like. Has anybody at Miller High Life actually been into a dive bar and just walked in there, taken a big whiff, and walked out? Or maybe you can capture the scent in a jar. I don't know. This is like a glorified dive bar. I'm trying to figure out what the word is for it, but it's like, okay, this is a fun name to put on something, but it doesn't smell anything like it. Starting today, this stuff will be available at the Miller High Life website for $60 a bottle, which isn't too bad. Cologne can get ridiculously expensive. If they sell out, plans are in place to release more bottles on Thursday and Friday. All right, let's check the website here. Okay, you got to, for some reason, enter your birthday when you go to Miller High Life. I'm assuming because you have to be 21 or over to see anything, so I put my birthday in there. Is it still available for sale? Sold out. Yeah, I figured it was sold out. Max quantity is 1. Anytime you put out something, anytime one of these big companies puts out something weird, you know it's going to sell out. I would love to get myself a bottle, see if it actually smells any good. But again, imagine you go on like a date or something and you put this cologne on and the girl's like, oh, that smells great. What is that? And you go, well, that's dive bar fume from Miller High Life. It's a trashy thing to say. One of the coolest Christmas traditions that you can do is Elf on a Shelf. I find it funny. I think it's great. I think it's fun to see a kid's reaction to the elf being in the house, causing mayhem, doing weird things. And we actually have a creepy elf in here. No, not Victor or Josh, but there's a creepy elf that Josh and Chantel have from Classy over there. And I believe his name's Roland. And they have him on the break room counter with donuts. They gave us Roland, I should say, gave us donuts. And now I'm assuming that every single day, Roland the elf is going to be someplace new here in the building, which, again, I find this completely fun. I think it's great. I think it's better than doing that whole advent calendar thing. There was that Chat GPT news radio prep that we tried using for the noon hour of madness and mayhem, and for some reason it was like, hey, Peaches, you should have a hot take and go off about advent calendars. I think advent calendars are cool, but basically having an elf on the shelf causing mayhem around the office, I think that's a fun idea. Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear 101. None of us will live forever. We got to live with that, right? Our lives have an expiration date, and there's this app called the Death Clock that claims to know what that precise date is. It claims that it uses artificial intelligence to pinpoint the exact date your time on Earth will run out. Isn't that fun? This is a very positive break, very, very, very light break here. The app, which costs $40, asks for your personal details like your diet, your exercise habits, sleep schedule, stress levels. Once AI computes your data, correlates it with data from over 1,200 life expectancy studies on the internet, it'll determine your date of death. After that, you will be provided with a fond farewell death card and a countdown timer that ticks down to your last second. That's frightening. I don't want ignorance is bliss. I'm not wanting to know that information at all. $40 too? To know when exactly I'll be gone? No thanks. K-Bear 101, the New York Times put out their list of the best albums of 2024. It's not that great of a list. It's aight. Charlie XCX got the number 1 spot. I haven't heard anything from Charlie XCX outside of the whole the I Like It song from years ago. Then at number 2, they have this lady named Brittany Howard. I have no idea who she is. Looks like something I would not enjoy. They had Vampire Weekend number 3, Billie Eilish at number 4. But going down the list here at number 11, they actually acknowledged Knocked Loose. Yeah, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. That was number 11 on the New York Times Best Albums of 2024 list. That's pretty cool. I do like how a lot of people are recognizing Knocked Loose. This is somewhat of a gateway for people to get into hardcore music. I do know a lot of people who are big-time fans of the genre, and they go, I can't stand Brian Garris's voice, and I really don't like Knocked Loose, but I'm glad there's recognition for them. Exactly. K-Bear 101, I'm not a huge fan of making things weird for the sake of being weird. Pizza Hut over in China, somebody thought of this and said, sure, let's add fried frogs as a topping. The pie, they're calling it the Goblin Pizza. It has launched in collaboration with Dungeons & Dragons. It features a deep-fried frog, a cut-in-half hard-boiled egg, and 2 black olives. And the egg halves and the olives are positioned so they look like frog eyes. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it sounds a whole lot worse than what it actually is. Goes back to my thing about how you never really meet anybody who enjoys anchovies on pizza, but still that's like for some reason. I don't think I've ever been to a place that offers anchovies on pizza, to be quite honest with you. And I've been to a lot of pizza places in Southern California, around here. I went to a few in New York. Never saw anchovies on the menu at all. I don't know if people just know that people are not going to order anchovies on pizza. If there is somebody tuning in right now that says they like anchovies on pizza, well, you might like this. Go over to China. Let me know what you think of the Goblin Pizza, fried frogs on a pizza. I'll stick to my usual Italian sausage, onions, and mushrooms. Thank you. Well, as you're probably well aware, at the start of the show, I did mention that Spotify Wrapped has been released, and the day that gets released, to avoid social media if you really don't want to see what other people have as their music taste. Really. There's a few days that you're supposed to avoid social media if you don't want to see the same posts over and over and over again. Spotify Wrapped Day being one of them. Days like Father's Day, Mother's Day, unless you want to see the same posts about everybody's mom and how they're the greatest person in the world. Even national, there are those people that post those really gushy, gross National Boyfriend Day posts, National Girlfriend Day posts. I feel like that's almost embarrassing. Unless you guys are married to each other, which then that's not really what the holiday celebrates. That's more so Valentine's Day. That's another day that you want to stay off social media. Forever My Valentine, you see all these couples photos. You're sitting there like, I really don't need to see every single couple that I know. It is quite funny, though, to keep track of all of them and see which ones break up by next Valentine's Day. A Florida woman who posted a TikTok haul of the goods she allegedly stole from Target has been arrested for stealing again. In early November, she was arrested by police for shoplifting from the retail chain that is Target. She has recently been arrested again for stealing from the same Target location. Now, she allegedly used fake barcodes at the self-checkout to pay less for the items she was scanning. An adult man who seems to appear in some of her TikTok videos was also present during the incident. Isn't that dumb? People in Florida, man. I tell you, every single time there's a Florida man, Florida woman story, they can come up with so many different GTA 6 characters because that video game is going to take place in Florida for next year. When it finally does get released, they can add so many characters based off of real life stories to the game. I know Victor talked about this on his show. Killer whales are bringing back a trend they ditched in the 1980s. The dead salmon hat. In the summer of 1987, a female orca started the trend and the practice had spread. The salmon hat fell out of fashion in 1988. And now scientists have discovered another orca wearing a dead salmon hat, or wearing dead salmon as a hat in the, is it the Puget Sound? The Puget Sound, where the trend first originated 37 years ago. And the scientist is like, yeah, we have no idea why this started again or why it happens. Is it fashion? Is it function? Some scientists speculate that the orcas carry the salmon on their heads to save as a snack for later. A nice snack to go. I like that whole idea. Orcas wearing the carcasses of what they eat. That's pretty wild. That's pretty hardcore. Honestly, Whiplash from Architects, one of my later entries for Song of the Year. It's great. I love it, especially the not the radio edit, but the explicit version, the actual version of the song. You can hear Gordon Ramsay just go on a tirade at the very end of it. I don't know why they didn't include that in the radio version. I thought that would have been funny to put on the air for everyone to enjoy. But I believe the Nick Nocturnal Awards, they're coming up this weekend. The official awards for Song of the Year, Album of the Year. Yeah, live December 6th. At 5 p.m. Eastern time. Voting was cut off. I believe Nick said there was there was tens of thousands of votes. And that there is also going to be over $15,000 in giveaways, like these different guitars and stuff. And there's over 21 categories. Obviously, for most fun metal thing, I had to choose Gojira at the Olympics. The collab song of the year better be Baby Metal with Electric Callboy. Vocalist of the year, that's a little tough to choose. Best call out of the year? You know, every single time before a breakdown, they call out, they yell something. Ant Pile 2 from Kubla Khan, just with that simple, toe, and goes right into the breakdown. I love it. Oh, man, I'm excited for the Nick Nocturnal Awards this weekend. Hopefully I get to watch the entire thing. Alrighty, it's a little past 4, so that means it's time To Peach Their Own to start. 208-535-1015. ChatGPT came up with this question, and I figured let's go with this one. If your pet could talk for 1 minute, you only have 1 minute where your pet has a voice, what's the first thing you'd ask them? First thing. I do like the answers I have so far. I'd ask why she eats cat and rabbit poo from Brenda, and then Keanu, where's the gabagool? I'm not understanding that joke. I feel like that's just okay, that's decently funny. If your pet could talk for 1 minute, what's the first thing you'd ask them? 208-535-1015. That is your question for To Peach Their Own. K-Bear, thanks for calling in. My voice cracked right there. K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Now, if your pet could talk for 1 minute, James, what would you ask your pet?
Well, one of the first things I'd ask it, because, I'd be trying to figure out how to harness this technology to be able to ask them more. But first thing I'm going to ask is, why do you never stop eating?
I wonder what that pet would say.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my obesely large fat cat that I call Tons of Tub.
Tons of Tub. What's the cat's actual name?
Nico.
I like that. We had a dog named Rover. He was a 60-pound beagle. He was pretty hefty, but he was just bigger than most other beagles, and we wanted to call him Hoover, because he would just eat up everything, and he had the iron stomach. Like he ate a whole giant party pack of M&Ms, was just fine.
Oh God,
just fine. Somehow, some way, he did that. He lived to 18, passed away, but our other dog,
yeah,
Daphne,
I'd be figuring out how to tape shopping bags over the back end of that dog.
yeah. Our other dog, Daphne, had one half of an M&M, and she's making runny messes all in the backyard. And Rover was one of a kind. K-Bear, what's going on?
Hey, just gonna answer your question.
Yeah, if your pet could talk for 1 minute, what would you ask it?
So my dog likes to chase cars, so I would ask him, what is your plan after you catch it?
Right. That's a great, man, it would remind me of why do dogs howl when they hear fire trucks, or what do they think when they see a fire truck, or man,
right.
A lot of stuff.
What's the point? What are you gonna do?
Bite it, I guess. I would love to know why exactly dogs would they get so upset when the vacuum comes around, and also, why do they enjoy the car so much?
Right.
Something like that. They like the air being blown in their face. Maybe it's because of the smells when they stick their head out the window. Yeah.
Yep. Very possible. I was gonna say my dog. He's super excited to get in the car, but once he's in the car, he just sits still. He's like, okay, I'm not moving.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I'm like, You're excited for the ride. Maybe he's just excited for the destination. I don't know.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.